Hello, powerful one. Welcome to this edition of Inner Growth to Osezuah Elimihe. Have you ever wondered why some people live perpetually happy? Anytime you see them, they are always in a very good mood. Nothing weighs them down. I want to let you know that such people exist. Now, mark this. It doesn't mean that they don't have sad moments, but their sad moments, their sadness is not intrinsic. It's not something that is attached to them. It is sadness that they feel over certain events. And once they move beyond the event, they move past that. There's no more sadness in their lives. They are perpetually happy. It's like this. We have two types of people who are ill. There are people who are perpetually ill. They have an endemic ailment. They have a condition that they treat perpetually. Then there are people who take ill because of wear and tear that has happened to them. When they do the right things, they rest, they take treatment, they come back to their normal state. There are two different things. In the same way, moodiness, a state of being unhappy is also like that. There are people who are perpetually sad. Today, they sort of rise above the normal level. They are sad, a little happy, but then they sink. While there are people who, because something happens, something really tragic happens, they are sad. Or maybe they come across an event that is not so good, they are sad. But that sadness will not last. They soon overcome it and they become themselves boisterous, happy, and all of that. That is the state of the child. It is the state that the Lord Jesus Christ asked us to get to. He said, until you take the kingdom of God like a little child, you can't really make it. Beat up a little child right now. The child only cries from the pain of being beaten. The child's cry is not coming from hatred of you. It's not coming from self-loathing. It's just from that pain. The moment the pain disappears, the child is playing all over again. Five minutes is too long. 2 minutes, the child is back and happy as if nothing happened. Even you, the adult that beats the child, will still be sad, angry. But the child has overlooked it. He moved on. That is the actual human state that we all have lost. We need to get it back. You need to get it back because it is your primary state. It is your birthright. How do we find ourselves in that position? How do we cure our endemic disease of unhappiness? That's what we are talking about today. How to stay perpetually happy. Mark it. Staying perpetually happy does not mean that we will not have sad moments. Those sad moments are not coming from us. They are coming from events from outside. We overcome them and we continue again being happy. Somebody tells that, oh, a friend of yours is dead. A near and dear one is dead. You feel bad. You feel sad. But after that, you move on. Other people can be knocked down by that event for months, for weeks. They say, why is he looking so sad and morose? They say, because he lost somebody he loved 4 months ago. There are people like that. It is not the death of the person that knocked the person down. The occasion provided the person the opportunity to, sink back into its original state, which is a stolen state. It's not the human state. You can get back your original state. How do you do it? That's what we're going to be talking about on this channel today from this video. We are going to go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll hit it. What are the things that you need to observe for you to stay perpetually happy? We'll be right back. I am Osezuah Anthony Elimihe. You know me. I am in the game of helping you grow from inside out. That is the truth. Welcome back. The simple things there are very simple things really. But let's start from the very root of it. You already know it. I'm going to say it. You will say, you said it before. Meditation. Let's start from there. That is the curative. Meditation. If you meditate regularly, you will be able to flow along certain lines. You'll be able to do all the things we'll be talking about on this channel. So the first thing is to learn to meditate. Remember, to meditate is you staying away from the doing phase of life and you stay at the observation level. You observe your thoughts, you observe your feelings, you observe every happenings in your system. It's like this. You have a foreman in a factory. He takes a vantage point, stands there, hands akimbo or hands on the railings, and is watching all the activities in the factory. Guess what will happen to all the workers? They put in effort. They'll try to do their best at that moment. That is what meditation is. You, as the owner, as the commander-in-chief of your human system, you take a vantage point, watch what is going on within your system. Now, while you are watching what is going on, you have a listening device switched on to listen to your boss, your CEO, who can make a statement at any point to instruct you on what to do. What makes meditation different from prayer is that in prayers, you actually go asking. You are telling the source how you want your life to be. You are telling the source your opinion, how you think your life will be better, and you are asking him to please make it happen. That is prayer. But meditation is when you sit to listen to the source telling you how your life should be, how the source wants your life to be. It's a listening process. You're watching the activities of your human systems, and at the same time, you are listening to the source. So whatever those people are doing out there is not something you want to comment on. You just watch. You are not passing any commentary. So first thing, meditation, observe the event of your system, of your mind, of your body, the senses, the environment within. You watch. That is meditation, number one. What meditation will do for you is to give you the energy, the insight, the capacity to make controls when you come out of it. That's number one. Number two, the golden rule, the very golden rule. Do unto others as you will have them do unto you. Period. It's that simple. Don't insult people because you don't want to be insulted. When someone is saying things that you know are wrong, are false, but you notice that the person strongly believes in those things and holds on to those things, don't counteract the person. Don't try to prove a point to anybody. Don't try to shoot somebody that they are wrong. This is another part of it. When you have advised somebody on what not to do, and the person still goes ahead to do them, and the backlash happens, the person is in a state of suffering. My friend, that is not the time to tell the person, I told you. Did I not warn you? Because the person remembers everything. There's no need to push it. Just go in there and console the person. Encourage the person. These are things that will help you on the long run. If you have no injury inflicted on anyone, you will have no reason to have problems in life with people. All my problems with people, all my problems in life, I mean actually all of them, not some, all, have come from my attempt to help people by correcting them, by giving them the right way out. I may have been right, I may have been wrong, but they were done at the wrong time. They were done to the wrong people. People who should have been allowed to experience things for themselves and come back. And there were also things done at an aha moment for me. They were in a sad moment. They were in the valley of their lives at that particular point in time. And I'm coming to say, did I not tell you? It leads to a lot of commotion. Don't ever do that to anybody. Remember, one of the rules is that if you don't make somebody feel small, okay, you are not likely to have any problem with that person. Let everybody around you retain their sense of dignity. That's the whole rule. Don't try to outdo people. Don't try to prove to people that you are smarter than they are. Nobody likes it. Only the very saintly amongst humans can take it. Don't laugh at people. That's the next point. Don't make jokes out of people's weaknesses, out of people's flaws, out of people's failures. Don't. And then if you have a relationship, please and please stick to it and be loyal. It is disloyalty that is also a root of sufferings, of pains, of unhappiness. Sometimes you are not caught, but your desire, your effort to hide your affairs from the significant one can lead you to so many things. You know, Shakespeare, I think it's Macduff that said that. He said, things badly begun make themselves strong by ills. What that simply means is that once you have taken a wrong step, you will have to take more wrong steps to keep that first step that is taking wrong strong, to make it stable. A lot of people have told one lie. They had no intention to become liars. But having told that lie, there was the need for them to protect that lie. They told more lies to protect that lies, and they became chronic liars. A lot of people had no intention to be murderers, but they made one silly mistake, one very silly mistake they shouldn't have made. And the moment they made that mistake, in order to cover up, they end up killing somebody just to cover up. To sort this, you need to have a moderated sense of self. Nobody's asking you to have a bloated sense of self. But there's something that religion does to us. They make us want to make people believe that we are something that we are not. In fact, the saddest part of it is that sometimes too, we are, even because of the religious opinions, we are not willing to admit to ourselves the state we are in. Therefore, we try to cover up. And when we are in that state of creating a wrong impression, creating an image that we are not to the world, and we find ourselves in a position where we are almost going to be discovered to be false, to be fake, we can commit any offense to just cover up that identity. That is a root of sadness. Do not expect people to have an opinion of you that is higher than you really are. In fact, do not care about people's opinions about you. It is not really important. The most important thing is who you are and what you are to yourself on the inside. Like they say, what are you when you are alone? When you are alone with your thoughts, with your human system, what are you? Now, there is something that I noticed about people. Sometimes I thought it was just one person. The first time I experienced it, I thought it was just that person. As I started meeting with more people, spending longer time with people, I noticed that virtually everybody around me is like that. Now, for me, it's a shocker. Okay, I'm not like that. Okay, but I realized that a lot of people are like this. What is that? They laugh with you, they play with you, but deep down in themselves, they have a negative opinion about you. I have been with people where I met them having a good time, sharing drinks, sharing smokes, sharing all kinds of things, really hilarious. And when I see people really happy among themselves, I feel so glad. I like that kind of atmosphere. And then walk away and I'm with this person is saying things about the people that he just had fun with. And those things are unprintable. And I'm wondering, wow, really? I remembered somebody I met about 10 years ago who had that thing. It's a very shocking one. We went to see a very important person, the former head of state in this country. I took this big man to see that former head of state. And this man hadn't seen this head of state for over 10 years or thereabouts. And when we got to the head of state's house, there was a market. There was a crowd of people from Europe, Asia, all parts of the world, America, all of them. They were waiting to see this man. He has a big parlor and the house was compartmentalized into different sections. So people were in the outer place. There were people outside who had not had access in. There were people who were on the corridor leading to the first room. Then you move through them. It's a crowd. You can't even pass because they won't allow you somehow because they are waiting for their turns. But when this man and I got to this place, we went through all of these people like hot knife goes through butter. Because when we first got there, we were surprised. How do we go in? And then there was this steward, an old steward of the man, of the former head of state, saw the man with me. And he called him by his name, sir. He was enamored. He was in a state of positive shock. Where have you been, sir? Yeah, this man took us past the crowd and took us into a small room. We were the only ones there. He sat us down. He went, well, what will you take? He said, don't worry. He went, brought a big tray with tea, different types of tea, hot water in a mug and 2 cups. And then there were soft drinks. There were things, just put it there, we should take anything, and then biscuits. He said, I'm coming. He went away. He came back, he had spoken to the head of the former president that we were around. We were there waiting. We were taking care of ourselves. Other people were out there, white people, Asians, fellow Africans, they were out there, they didn't have access. They were waiting their turns. And here we were, we passed through all of these people in with a VVIP treatment. When the man said, sir, please be coming. You are so close to this man and you do not even show up here. People who are not up to you mean nothing to this man. They are coming here to collect contract and great things. Oga, be coming. He said, don't worry, I know. Okay. And then, after a while, this man said, where is Oga? Why is he not? He said, wait for me, I'm coming. He went inside and practically brought the former president out of a meeting or inner room where he was to us. When the man came outside, he called this man, my friend, by his first name. Everybody was wondering. And then we now came out of the small room. He saw us. He hugged this man, held him by the hand, and then he now introduced me to the man. I got a presidential handshake on that day and led us into his inner office. We both sat there and they had a discussion. So this man, with all due respect, with all sense of sincerity, spoke to my friend. He said, Oga, be coming. You deserve this honor more than anybody here. You have worked for this man and it's time to repeat. Please, Oga, when you're coming next time, just call me. I will arrange it for you to meet with Oga. Please. He said, okay, don't worry. Nice guy. We had a good time and we left. As I was driving away with the man, he said, imagine that stupid man telling me that I should call him before he wants to. He was saying all kinds of unprintable things about this man. I didn't know what to say. I was in shock. That was the first time I was seeing somebody who tended to be very unfriendly in a very illogical manner. There is something that pride does to people that I cannot explain, whether they have offended you or not. As far as I was concerned, that old steward, was being very humane, was being very nice. We would have spent the whole day there and we wouldn't have seen the former president. We wouldn't have seen him. But he made it happen. We didn't stay up to 10 minutes before the president came to see us. He made it happen. Such people should be respected. Now, there are people, no matter what you do for them, they will always have bad things to say about you, about people. Now, if you really want to have happiness, if you want to get back your childhood happiness and retain it, you have to be like a child. A child trusts. When a child chooses to play with you, the child plays with you and trusts you absolutely. That's what they do. And that is the life that we should be living. Have no bad thought about anybody. Because anytime you speak evil of somebody, you constrict your spirit. You restrain your spirit from functioning at the core of your system. Because your spirit cannot stand such things. Speaking evil of people, come on. I don't even know how people survive it. Honestly, I'm telling you this. I know how to speak ill about somebody who has done me really bad things. Even after saying that, I'll say, oh God, forgive me. I'm really sorry for saying this. I'm not saying it because I'm a saint. I'm nowhere near there. But to laugh with somebody and then when the person is not present, I say dirty things about that person is not possible. It's not something I have ever done. I only do that to people who offend me. And the truth is that most of the times, the thing that I will say behind you, I can say it in front of you. So, it's important for your own happiness to have no such mindset. There is no reason to speak evil of people. The reason people speak evil of people, irrespective of the good people have done for them, is because they themselves are shallow. They are loaded with negativity. They cannot even spend time. They cannot stand themselves. They cannot stand other people being pure in their thought because they don't have pure thought towards people. They do things from ulterior motives. They are not altruistic. And when they see people trying to be altruistic and clean, they suspect. There are people, when you are honest with them, you are actually giving out your life blood, your time to serve them. They believe that you are gaining something. It is a Western philosophy, a Western way of thought that says that when people are too nice to you and they appear not to be expecting something from you, they are getting a big thing from you from the back. And I don't think you want to be like that because such people can never find happiness. And such people cannot even stay alone with themselves without some highs. They either are high on alcohol or high on marijuana or some other forms of drugs, because they are always in a movement to escape from themselves. The next thing, I just mentioned it. If you really want to be happy and retain your happiness, run away from drugs, designer drugs, or whatever it is. Because the need to get high is the evidence of lowness. It means you yourself are very low. The most potent, the most elevating drugs in life, they cannot take you above a certain threshold of happiness. It's not even true happiness, it's false happiness, false sense of high. And when they are spent, you go back to your level, and the comparative reports between where you were before the drug came and where the drug took you become so high that you become so depressed and you have to rush back to take the drugs. That is why people are hooked on drugs, because of the high it gives them. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you, and it is the truth. Anybody that cannot find good things to say about other people is in a perpetual state of depression. They are not aware of that depression, but that's what they are experiencing, depression. What will take them out of it? They will have to start by meditating. For them to be able to meditate, they have to take their hands off drugs, first of all. The rule of happiness is say no evil, see no evil, hear no evil, and do no evil. That's just it. Stay true to your real nature. Your real nature is truly friendly. If you laugh with somebody and you share things with somebody, please don't speak evil of such people. You learn it, practice it, your mind will get used to it over time. If your mind tempts you to speak evil of the people, refuse. The next thing is, don't say things that you know are not true. Don't lie to offend people. Don't lie to spoil people. Don't spoil anybody. There is some that many of us cannot overcome. It took me, I don't know that I fully overcome it. It took me years to fight it. I tried to work it out of my system. It is when I know I want to achieve a certain milestone in a certain area of life. When I see other people hitting those milestones, I feel, oh, why not me? I wish I had done it before them. Those kind of things. Or I wish I had also done it as they are doing it. There was a time when I was fighting that mentality, I thought I was overcoming, until one day I was in a studio. That was in 2012. My editor was doing a job, my movie edit for me. And there was this other successful music video director. He came into the room and there was this very powerful music video playing on the screen, and we were watching it. It was so good. The picture, the transitions, everything about that video was just awesome. When I saw them watching, I was enjoying it. And then when the video ended and the byline came on, it was a director that they didn't know. The guy said, thank God. I am so grateful it's not Clarence Peter. Then I looked at the guy. I said, why would you say that? You should be happy because he's a Nigerian and he's somebody that you know. Why will you be saying, thank God it's not him? Say, is he the only one? Can he just be doing it and all of us, we are just looking? I realized that there was competitiveness. I'm going to do a video on the mentality of competition. Okay? So, I looked at it and I said, wow. I said, guy, as long as you fight this guy, if you have this feeling about this guy, the guy will perpetually outpace you. You will never catch up with him. And you will develop certain illnesses from it. That is where people end up with high blood pressure. Nobody gets high blood pressure by being nice. Nobody. You develop high blood pressure by being competitive. You develop it by speaking evil, by expecting evil of others but not expecting it of yourself. It's one of the ways of getting it. All right? And the root cause of high blood pressure like that is attachment. You are attached to certain things. And when those things fail, they leave you high and dry and you descend. So you can actually begin to tell yourself now that whatever I desire in this world, I desire it for everybody that wants it. May they have it. It doesn't matter my position in the line of getting it. As long as I'm on the line to get it, I'm willing to get it anytime it gets to me. But let everybody have it. Give me the strength and the grace to celebrate those who have had it before me. When you meet with some top Nigerians, some top old men who have excelled in certain areas, you hear them saying, I was the first, I was the first. I have a friend who's a billionaire. He said sometime, one day I was with him, we were just talking. He said, I was the first person to drive X6, is it X6 or X5 in Nigeria? I said, wow, that's an achievement. Goodness. There are certain levels in life when what you consider an achievement will be seen as an insult to your name. I said, did you just say you were the first? He said, yes, and he was very proud of it. That is an acquisitive mentality. That's the kind of level people can get to. Please, I beg you, in the name of life, avoid all of these things if you want to retain your happiness. Don't do things you wouldn't want people to know you are doing. And if you are doing those things, don't try to hide it. You know, some people have become, like I said before, something else just because they wanted to protect that image. Don't try to protect your image from anybody. Don't try to defend your image. Whatever you are, you are. Because you'll be tested. If you have chosen the path of rectitude, you want to be a better person, life will test you in various ways. And there are some forces out there that will give you the big tests. Oh, you say you want to be clean. You don't want to be fantastic. You will get the test that will lead to mammoth disgrace. If you can stand it, then you have passed. Anyway, my friend, to stay happy, keep your head together. Avoid bad thought. Stay to the golden rules. Speak no evil of no one. Do to people what you want others to do to you. Don't be competitive. Don't meditate. Avoid drugs. All right? Avoid drugs like hell because they are not your friends. I hope this is something that you can achieve because I know it's within your grasp to achieve them. God bless.